Hola y bienvenidos a GCSE Spanish Practice. My name is Marina, and today we're going to be working together on a theme 2 card, which is on the topics of free time activities, customs, festivals, celebrations, and celebrity culture. So remember, the photo card description is 5 marks out of possible 50 marks for the foundation and higher speaking papers, and then there will be some more marks, which is the biggest chunk for your speaking exam, later on in follow-up questions on these 3 topics. Okay, bueno, vamos a ver. So there are different options. Las opciones para hoy son: número 1, what we can do, we can pause the video and prepare your answers with no help as soon as I show you the questions, so the two photos, or you can pause the video and prepare your answers with prompts, so that will just come shortly after you have seen this option. Or you can stay with me and you can watch my model answers and then prepare your own. Okay, so completely up to you. I'll let you know when it's time to pause the video. Right, so for today we have these 2 lovely photos. Tenemos estas fotos tan bonitas, ¿sí? And so what is it that we are preparing for in this video? For part 1 of this photo card section, which is the last part of your speaking exam, okay? If you're doing foundation, you must speak for about a minute. And if you're doing higher, you must speak for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So write down your answers on a piece of paper if you want to practice these 2 photos, because this is what you will be doing in the preparation room, really. Okay, so now take a look at them, and it is time for option 1. If you want to work on these and later on see my answers to see if you more or less did well or not, or you can obviously pop in your preparation in the comment section. I'll take a look. Now it's time to pause the video. Okay, well, I told you. Now it's option 2 time. How do we do this? The first thing we are going to do, and this is a technique, some people ask me, why are you using Papa? Can you not use Palma? I think, with the number of acronyms you guys have to remember for your GCSE exams, I always use this one with my classes since the 2010s, because it is so dumb. It says P-A-P-A, Papa. It's like an empty head there. Papa, like there's no way you cannot remember, okay? So Papa and Palma are basically the same, but the last 2 letters of the acronym Palma are condensed in this additional bit that I've got here, okay? So how do we go about describing the picture for both foundation and higher? We'll take a look at them. We write down photo card in our preparation sheet, and the first thing we're going to do is write down en la foto de arriba, and then P-A-P-A, Papa. Okay, so people, activities, place, and additional. And then leave some space, and then we can have sin embargo, en la foto de abajo, and then P-A-P-A. So people, activities, place, and additional. Okay, and this is like the main structure, the bones of how you would do this. For people, we always say en la foto de arriba, and then I, and then however number of people. Okay, so I 5 personas, I 6 personas. If we don't know because there are many people, I muchas personas. And then count how many boys, how many girls, how many men, how many women. Okay, and that is 2 sentences already. And if you can just add more, you could describe their looks, you could describe what they're wearing, you could describe anything you think about them, the relationship. Okay, the second bit is activities. What are they doing? How do we do this? If you're doing foundation, please use the verb in the they form, which is when you add an N at the end, and then juntos. So they speak together, they celebrate together, they sing together, something like that. If you can, and you're doing higher or you're doing foundation, but you know how to do this, you can say they are singing, they are speaking, okay? Están hablando, están cantando. Aim at 2 things, okay? Say at least 2 things that they do in both foundation and higher, if you can, okay? Then P for place. Describe the place. Where are they? The first thing you're going to say is they are in, and that is están en. Están en. So están en, they're in a house, they're in the living room, they are outdoors, they are, okay? And then you can describe what you can see. There's a table, there's a sofa, there's a plant, there's a lamp, there's a wall, whatever, okay? And anything you think about it, that's also allowed to say. Fine. So at least 2 things for están en as well. And then any additional, which is something like the mood and the weather. Say what you think they're doing. And my key thing here for everybody is just learn these 2 sentences. I think they're having a good time. Creo que lo están pasando bien. Or pienso que están contentos. And then any reasons. So you can say, I think they're having a good time because the weather's nice. I think they're having a good time because they're laughing. So it's additional information with the mood included in there, just as you would do it for M&A, moods, and additional for the Palmer acronym. Okay? Right. Then we would move on to saying, sin embargo, en la foto de abajo, and then start again. All right. So if you want to pause the video and you want to work on these pictures, please do so, because I will now proceed to option 3, which is showing you my model answer. ¿Preparados? ¿Preparadas? Bueno. So option 3, opción 3, my preparation. The bits in red are for higher, okay? But if you're doing foundation, there's nothing that prevents you from learning this as well. Bueno, so first focus is en la foto de arriba, so let's forget about foto 2, okay? En la foto de arriba, I went people, activities, place, additional in my sheet. En la foto de arriba hay muchas personas. I didn't bother counting, but then I went 2 chicos y 4 chicas. A nice way to avoid saying there is or there are again is se ve. One can see, impersonal, okay? Se ve 2 chicos y 4 chicas. And then I can add something. Creo que son amigos. I think they're friends. Creo que son buenos amigos. I think they're good friends. I could even go as far as saying, I know we don't comment on people's appearance. That's something I really hate. But for the sake of doing this exam, creo que son muy guapos. I think they're very good looking, whatever, ¿vale? This is subjective, so you could say muy feos, but that wouldn't be very nice. Bueno, so that part is done, and we have 1, 2, and 3 sentences. Plenty for you to fill up that 1 minute, because it goes really quickly, or 1 minute and 30 seconds. We could go on saying what they're wearing and so forth higher, but otherwise, I would never finish typing stuff here. Activities. What are they doing? Celebran un cumpleaños juntos. Again, verb in the day form and the juntos bit, which is really impressive. It means together. So they're celebrating a birthday together, you can see, or something, but I just assume it's a birthday. Y graban con el móvil. GCSE vocabulary, grabar, record. These are mobile phones, okay? Just in case you were wondering. Van a comer pastel. That's what I think they're going to do. They're going to eat a cake, ¿vale? Higher, we could kind of develop this a little bit more, adding some nice expressions. Parece que están celebrando un cumpleaños juntos y están grabando con el móvil. Van a comer un pastel, o parece que van a comer un pastel, okay? Genial. And then you can describe the pastel if you want. El pastel es redondo, the cake is round, and so forth. Bueno. Place, están plus the place twice at least, okay? So, están en la casa, en el salón. I think they're in a house and they're in a living room, and that's fine. Foundation and higher, we could go on describing the place, saying what there is. Hay muebles modernos, so there is modern furniture, and you can name them if you want. Hay un sofá, hay una lámpara, hay una mesa, y una planta grande. Y una planta, and a big plant. Además, hay regalos y bebidas. If you take a look here, hay regalos, there are gifts, y hay bebidas, there are drinks, ¿vale? We could say something else, but I think that's enough. And additional, creo que lo están pasando bien porque sonríen, o creo que lo están pasando bien porque están sonriendo. That's enough. I think they're having a good time because they're smiling. O pienso que están contentos porque las fiestas son divertidas. I think they're happy or they're content because parties are fun, okay? And that would be really good for photo 1, en la foto de arriba. Ahora vamos a la siguiente parte. So without even looking at your examiner, you would move on to the section here. So you say, sin embargo, en la foto de abajo, And then I counted there are 4 people, and I think they're all women. I could be wrong. It's not a problem. As long as I don't say there's an elephant, that's fine. En la foto de abajo hay 4 personas. So there are 4 people, 3 mujeres y una niña, ¿vale? She looks more like a girl and 3 women here. And then I can add something. Creo que no tienen relación. I think they're not related at all. Pero les encanta leer. All of them are reading. They're like in a library or a public space where books are sold. So that's extra. Activities. In this particular one, they're not doing anything together. They happen to be in the same place. So how do I go about the usual formula? Verb in the they form with an N and juntos or juntas. Well, I just went like, no leen juntas. They're not reading together. No están leyendo juntas. And then they're resting. Descansan en los sofás. These are not sofas, but you know what I mean? I don't know how to say the word, not even in Spanish, of what this is, this thing on the floor. Okay, so it's a sofa from now on. Y descansan en los sofás. 2 things. Good. We're aiming at 2 things. Foundation higher. We could say, están leyendo por separado. They are reading separately. While they rest on the sofas. Mientras descansan en los sofás, they're doing 2 things. Están muy tranquilas. They're very calm. It's all very peaceful. ¿Vale? Place. Están en una biblioteca o en una librería. They're either in a library or in a bookshop. False friend, okay? Librería, bookshop. Higher, we can say posiblemente muy grande. It's like a big bookshop in a shopping center or something like that. It's really big. Or it's a very nice library. Who knows? Hay muchísimos libros. Everybody can say this. Not muchos, hay muchísimos. Ísimo emphasizes lots and lots. Also, it emphasizes a quality, okay? So, hay muchísimos libros y lámparas. Lámparas aquí. Lámparas. Lamps, okay? Para ver bien, to see properly, okay? Y additional, pienso que están contentas because all of them are women. Porque en la calle llueve. Aren't they happy? They're happy. I think they're happy because it's raining outside on the streets, ¿vale? O pienso que están contentas porque en la calle está lloviendo. It is raining. Perfecto, because it's the UK, ¿sí? Bueno, y another possibility, creo que lo están pasando bien. I think they're having a good time porque leer es relajante, because reading is relaxing, or even more advanced. Creo que lo están pasando bien porque la lectura es estimulante, because the activity of reading, this is what it is in Spanish, la lectura. So reading is stimulating, ¿vale? So that would be like a good minute and a half if you said everything that I said, with obviously the explanations. And after that, your teacher or your teacher examiner will continue speaking with you for about 3 to 4 minutes if you're doing foundation, or 4 or 4.5 minutes if you're doing higher. It's really important that they stick to that time, because we examiners, we stop listening. Okay, so we just go like, oh, next person we need to mark now. So if you would like to know what sort of questions could be asked on the free time activities topic, or festivals, or celebrity culture, go and check my videos on topics 4, 5, and 6. You can find the links in the description of this video, or here, or here. Bueno, for more videos on role play, read aloud, dictation activities, please check my other videos on my YouTube channel. There are new videos every week, I promise. Adiós y muchas gracias.